I think I should yield the gentleman from Indiana, Mr. Burton, 1 minute.
Gentleman's recognized for 1 minute.
I thank the gentleman for yielding. I've always supported the right to life position, and I've listened to this debate with great interest. Money is fungible. Tens of millions of dollars are going to go to NGOs. And these NGOs can take money that they already have and use it for abortions because they'll have money that they can use for the family planning that they're talking about tonight. They'll be able to free up money to do what we don't want them to do. Intent is one thing Ms. Lowy's talking about. What happens is quite sometimes another. The American taxpayers who are for abortion and who are pro-life don't want their tax dollars used for abortion. Across the spectrum, they just don't want it to happen. No tax dollars can be or shouldn't be used for abortion. I've had town meetings, and people who are pro-choice have come up to me and said they don't want their tax dollars used for it. They're pro-choice, but they want people to do it with their own dollars. And I don't have the time. I just like to say to my colleagues, money is fungible, and this will be tax dollars used for abortion.
Gentlewoman from New York.
Just to clarify the record.
Gentlewoman from New York.
10 seconds.
Just to clarify the record, Mr. Chairman, this is not money. This is a product that will be shipped. And the other side keeps distorting the debate. This is about the product going over there. You can't say you're for family planning, and then we provide some of the contraceptives to ship over, and then they vote against it.
I would also suggest, before I yield to the gentleman, Mr. Levin, that these provisions, the charts disappeared. If you would like to refresh your memory, there are 15 provisions that I left in this bill that make it absolutely clear that no U.S. dollars may go for abortion. And I yield to Mr. Levin 1 minute.
Gentleman's recognized for 1 minute.
Over 25 years ago, I was assistant administrator of AID running the population program. This issue of fungibility came up. We were assiduously implementing the Hyde Amendment. So we tried through accounting mechanisms to address the fungibility issue. So then it was said that's not enough. So then Mexico City was proposed and implemented. This is not a repeal of the Mexico City policy. Whatever one thinks of it, it is not. This isn't about abortion, and it really isn't about fungibility. Mr. Wolf, if you take your position far enough, we should give no military assistance to any country that has a policy on family planning that you don't like, because in that sense it's fungible. But that carries it beyond a rule of reason. And what this proposal does is to apply a rule of reason, has been said, to contraceptives provided in kind to people who need these contraceptives. That's the long and the short of this. And you're the ones who are blurring the issue, not us. And if you take your logic to the extreme, you will tie this appropriation process for numerous countries into knots. This is trying to untie a knot, if you want to put it that way, only in the sense of providing products in kind to people who need them. And if you say you're for family planning and you vote otherwise, you're voting against family planning.
Gentleman from Virginia.
I'm going to recognize the gentlelady from Ohio for 1 minute, but before Mr. Burton, if I can recognize for 15 minutes who would like to respond to something that was said.
15 seconds.
15 seconds.
I'd just like to say to my colleagues, I understand what you've been saying. You're going to give product to them. But when you give them product, that frees up money that they have for abortions. So you're indirectly going to be funding abortions. That's what I said. And the American taxpayers don't want their money in any way to be used indirectly or directly for abortions.